こんにちは、そうで今日もですねまたライブをやっていきたいと思ってるんですけど、今日曇りっすよね。この辺寒くてね、ちょっとって感じですけど、まあぼちぼちですね。でまた今日これですね、昨日の続きでパウンド2のレッスン6からですね。Lesson 6 Water オーストラリア英語ってさ、イギリスとアメリカのあれなんかどっちつかずだからさ、どっちにすればいいか分かんないよね。単語によってアメリカっぽかったりイギリスっぽかったりするじゃないですか。てかするんですけど、ウォーターの発音もどうだか分かんないよね。Water and living things. If you weigh 60 kilograms, the amount of water in your body is 42 kilograms. Water is the most important substance in the human body. Water makes up about 70% of your body weight.The human body is like a water bag. If you lose even 1 or 2% of your body's water, you feel very thirsty. If you lose 5% of the water, your skin shrinks, you find it hard to move your muscles, and you cannot think clearly. You die if you lose more than 10% of your body's water. Without water, you can survive only for a few days. To stay healthy, you need to taking at least 2 liters of water every day. You absorb about half this amount by drinking water and other liquids. Milk is 87% water. Eating food lets you absorb additional water. Potatoes are 80% water. Raw sirloin steak is 56% water. And bread is 38% water. Solid food gives you about a third of the water your body needs. In addition, your body itself produces the rest of the water necessary for it. Then it has to get rid of wastewater. It removes the wastewater as urine. Some water also passes out of your body as water vapor and as sweat. 昨日よりマシか。Different animals have different water requirements. A camel, for example, can go to an entire winter without drinking any water. When a camel needs water, its body begins to burn the fat in its hump. If it cannot get any water from its surroundings. This produces water to keep the camel alive until it can drink. Another animal that needs little water is a kangaroo rat. It is a small desert animal that hops like a kangaroo on its long, powerful back legs. It seldom drinks water. It eats dry seeds and other foods with little water. Water. どっちで言ってんだろう、water. It loses hardly any water through sweating. When you look at the world map, you can see a huge amount of water on it. It covers almost 70% of the Earth's surface. It looks as if we had enough drinking water. However, almost all the Earth's water is not fresh water but seawater. Fresh water is limited, but many people waste and pollute it. You now know that your body mainly consists of water and that without water you cannot survive. But we humans have continued to use water quite carelessly, as if there were an endless supply. It is about time to stop and consider how we can save our precious fresh water, the source of life. Lesson 7 Putting the Forest Back. This is a story about a miracle land. In Colombia, thousands of hectares of tropical rainforests are being destroyed every year. The Las Gaviotas Environmental Research Center in Vichada began a reforestation program to put forests back in Colombia. It had been considered impossible to plant trees in the Vichada region. It is soil and acidic, and it has a severe hot and dry climate. However, scientists at the center concluded that a certain kind of pine tree would be excellent to plant there. They also showed that a special fungus could change the soil conditions. With the help of the fungus, the pine trees would be able to survive the severe climate. The planting of pine trees in 7,500 hectares of barren land has led to some amazing results. The dead leaves that drop to the ground enrich the soil and improve its acidic level. This in turn has made it easier for many other plants and trees to grow there. A whole new ecosystem has emerged. Biologists have found some 260 new species in these forests. Birds, bees, and the wind carry spores and seeds there with them. Some even from the Amazon. 前ね、オーストラリア人と喋ってて、この単語全然通じなかったんだよね。Amazon。未だにわからん。300 miles away. With all these new plant species have come deer and anteaters to make their home there. The local people are excited about what they have discovered in the forests. Many medical plants that had been considered lost. With the forests coming back, the climate in the region has changed. It has brought about 10% more rainfall. This climate change due to the reforestation has turned the Gaviotas area in Vichada into a supplier of water. The water is pure, thanks to the healthy undergrowth and soil that act as filters. The pine trees themselves are productive also. They produce even 7 to 14 grams of resin a day, which is sold for making plant and liquid for cleaning paint off brushes. Sales from these forest products play an important part in further reforestation. They fund the planting of more trees and they research for new reforestation techniques. Above all, they enable people to continue their lives in the new forests. Paolo Lugari, the director of the Las Gaviotas Environmental Research Center, said, "There are 250 million hectares of barren land like these in South America alone. Then there's Africa and the tropical Orient. There are many places where space, sun, and water can be found. If we show the world how to turn them into sustainable forests, we can give people productive lives and maybe absorb enough CO2 to stabilize global warming. Everywhere else, people are tearing down the rainforests. We are showing the world how to put them back." World. 数字でいいんすよね。発音なんだよね、結局ね。Lesson 8. Canada, a dynamic mosaic of multiculturalism. Canada is the second largest country in the world. It is about 27 times as large as Japan. However, the population of Canada is much smaller than that of Japan. It is about 31 million, which is almost a quarter of Japan's population and about 2.5 times as large as the population of Tokyo. Most of the people live within a few hundred kilometers of the southern border. The reason is that it becomes so cold in winter that it is very hard to live in the north. The temperature often drops below minus 20 degrees Celsius in winter. So many houses in Canada have basements. People spend a lot of time there because the temperature is stable. 結局ね、ノンネイティブっていうか外国語として英語を話す以上、発音がもうネイティブと全く同様になるってことないじゃないですか。 でそう子供の時からね2カ国語とか何カ国語かで育った人はまあね2つの言葉で発音がすごいネイティブっぽいってことはあり得ると思うんですけど、年取ってからだと耳がねとかいろいろ言語学的にもあるじゃないですかってかあるんですけど、だまあ結局外国語として勉強する限り通じりゃいいんだよね、発音なんかね。それをもっとね他のこと発音に勉強するんだったら他のこと勉強した方がいいっていうのが一般的じゃないのかなこれっていう考えがあるし、一般的にどうなんだろうね、発音勉強した方がいいっていう考え方なのかな。特に日本とかアジアの国では英語も発音も大事って感じなのかな。発音は通じればいいと思うんですけどね、僕は未だにね。それがあんまりそれを言ってる人もいないよね。なんていうのかな、YouTube でさ、全然今音読から話がどんどんそれてますけど、 YouTube で日本人で言葉の勉強をしましょうっていうとか言葉の勉強の方法を教えてる人とかで、なんか発音どうでもいいんじゃないって言ってる人って結局なんか発音できてる人じゃない。じゃあ俺がどうとかじゃなくて、バイリンガルのちかさんも名前出していいのか分かんないけどは前動画でなんか発音気にしなくていいよみたいな話をしてたけど、俺みたいに結局外国語として言葉を勉強してる人で発音どうでもいいんじゃないって言ってる人ってあんま少ないような気がするね。分かんないけどね、そういう人もいるのかもしれないけど、外国語として勉強してる人って結局発音めっちゃ大事だからもっとなんか勉強しましょうみたいなことを言ってるイメージが個人的にあるんですけどね。実際どうなんだろう。僕の勝手なねイメージなんで、間違ってることもあるってか間違ってるかもしんないですけど、だからなんていうのかな、バイリンガルの人、大人になってバイリンガルじゃなくて子供の時からバイリンガルの人はそういうこと言ってるけど、っていうのは彼らは発音できるからね、どっちの言葉もネイティブ並みに。だけど大人になって勉強した人で発音どうでもいいっていう人は少ない気がする。イギリス人のオーリー・リチャードさん、あの人ものポッドキャスト僕よく聞くんですけど、前もなんか僕と動画作ってポッドキャスト聞きましょうみたいな動画でも言ったんですけど、よく聞くんですけど、あの人も発音どうでもいいとは言ってなかったと思うんだよね。でもなんでだろうね。別に発音って別に通じるレベルをさ超えちゃったらさ、どのぐらい上手くても別に関係ないじゃん。通じないのと通じるのって差がすごいでかいけど、通じるレベルを超えたら通じるなんていうのレベルギリギリだろうと、もうネイティブ並みに発音うまかろうと別に何の差もないじゃないですか、コミュニケーションする上で。なんでそこを別に気にする必要あんのかなって僕は思っちゃうんだけどね。戻りますわ本当にこれ話ばっかり間挟んでるとどんどん時間伸びちゃっちゃうからね。Let's say Canada dynamic mosaic of multiculturalism. Canada is the second largest country in the world. It is about 27 times これ読んだな俺 どこまで読んだんだっけ。パート2か。When you ask a Canadian if there are many people from abroad in Canada, the answer will surely be yes. Canada is recognized as one of the countries most open to foreigners. Over the past 150 years, more than 14 million people have moved to Canada. Many ethnic groups live and work together while preserving their customs, traditions, and languages. They have been contributing to the distinctive Canadian mosaic of multiculturalism. 発音がね、むずいね。For example, in some big cities in Canada, Korean Canadians wear chogori to celebrate the Korean New Year's Day. Irish Canadians parade in green to celebrate St. Patrick's Day on March 17th. On March 25th, which is Greek Independence Day, the main street is filled with the blue national flags of Greece. When people from Europe first came to Canada some 400 years ago, they put various groups of Aboriginal people. These native people had either a nomadic or settled lifestyle. They lived in harmony with the land as hunters, fishermen, and farmers. Today, the Aboriginal population in Canada is only about 2.6% of all Canadians. In spite of their small population, Aboriginal people are considered to have made a great contribution to Canadian culture. Their art is especially famous. For example, their totem poles, weaving and bedwork are highly valued. A totem pole is often set up in front of a house. In Canada, French is also used as an official language. People in Quebec especially think it important that they preserve French. Actually, 82% of the people there speak French as their first language. Quebec City was recognized as the birthplace of French culture in North America and was named a World Heritage City by UNESCO in 1985. Across Canada, many languages are in use, as well as English and French. More than 20 languages are used on TV. Furthermore, there are over 100 ethnic language publications in Toronto alone. Canada is not an old country as a nation, but has built its own distinctive culture and society. Ethnic pride is seen in many areas. That is why Canada is known as a dynamic mosaic of multiculturalism. 僕がね、オーストラリア発音にしたいとか他の動画で言ってると思うんですけど、っていうのは別になんか発音なんかネイティブみたいな発音できるのがかっこいいとかなんかそういうのじゃなくて、なんかモノマネみたいな感じで捉えてんだよね。だからタレントが別のなんか歌手のねモノマネしたりとかさあるじゃないですか。最近スターウォーズ見てヨーダのね声を真似たりとかさ、話し方を真似たりとか、そういう感じで僕はオーストラリアアクセントを捉えてるんで、なんかネイティブみたいな英語発音しなきゃいけないとかね、なんかそういう感じで憧れがあるからみたいな感じじゃないんだよね、僕としては。モノマネ的な感じだよね。僕のその英語の発音でも通じないことはたまにあるんで、そういう時はなんていうのかな、その単語を通じるようにちょっと練習したりするけどね。だけどだから通じりゃいいと思うんだけどねっていうライブをそのうちやろうかな。それをメインでね。Lesson 9 Montana, a message from Africa. Do you know anything about a woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2004? Her name is Wangari Maathai. Her story begins with trees. Many trees were cut down in Africa to create farmland and provide firewood. This caused serious problems such as soil runoff and water pollution. In 1977, Wangari Maathai, an environmentalist in Kenya, planted 7 trees. This was the beginning of the Green Belt movement. Since then, many people, especially women, have planted more than 30 million trees in Kenya, and this movement has spread across Africa. Without the Green Belt movement, people's lives would have been worse. The trees provide them with fuel, protection against soil erosion, and small income. Maathai became Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources and Wildlife in Kenya in 2003. ここまでね、見てる人いないと思うけどな、ここ動画をさ、21分だよ。何してもなんかね、適当にやるから。In 2004, Wangari Maathai became the first African woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize. But what is the relationship between trees and peace? The Nobel Committee says that peace on Earth depends on our ability to create a good living environment. Environmentalists, including what Wangari Maathai have been campaigning for the 3 R's: reduce our consumption of resources, reuse everything we can, and recycle what we cannot use again. The 3 R's are not just for governments or industries, but for everyone, and we can bring this way of thinking to all parts of our lives. Each person can make a difference. The 3 R's are the basis for creating a healthier, cleaner world for our lives and for the generations to come. We must use resources with respect. We must share them. We must nurture them. We must reduce our consumption of resources as well as reuse and recycle resources. Japanese people discovered these ideas a long time ago. There is one word which you can use to express all of these ideas. The word is mottainai. Mottainai expresses deep regret for a loss which we cannot be recovered. Everything is as a result of someone's hard work and the time spent on it. It has history. Mottainai shows an appreciation for the history. Having visited Japan, Wangari Maathai knew the concept expressed by the Japanese word. She was deeply impressed by the word and decided to spread the concept to the rest of the world and make it an international word. Wangari Maathai introduced the concept of mottainai at the United Nations Commission on the Status of a Woman in March 2005, and everyone present chanted the word. She also introduced the word in Scotland, South Africa, Switzerland, and many other countries. During her stay in Japan, Maathai met Environment Minister Koike Yuriko. The minister gave her a furoshiki with which the minister was campaigning to make people aware of the need to recycle. The furoshiki was made from recycled plastic bottles. She was excited by the idea that a furoshiki can be used many times. The furoshiki seemed a wonderful idea to her, because people in Kenya throw away plastic bags after using them only once and make the environment dirty. A concern for how to use limited resources effectively has been deeply rooted in the Japanese mind. This is a Japanese virtue, and it would truly be mottainai to lose it now. このチャプター面白いんですよ。レッスン10。これ、俺は言語学者じゃないけどね。言語好きな人としてはたまらんね。Lesson 10 English as it was and is. Why does English have so many words, and why there are many words with the same or similar meanings? For example, the synonym ask, question, interrogate all mean especially the same thing. Many students wish English vocabulary were easier. Isn't one word enough? The answer to these questions lies in the history of English. English did not just develop from one group of people. Many different cultures and languages influenced it. The word ask is old English. Question comes from French, and interrogate has its own origin in Latin. Usually the words that came from Latin or French have a more formal or polite feeling. 今気づいたけど顔めっちゃ白いね。どこでんだっけ? You can ask anything. You can question a person about a serious matter. Interrogate is even more serious and forceful. For example, the police may interrogate a suspect. Knowing the origins and differences in the feeling behind the words with similar meanings makes English an interesting language to learn. こういうことを教えたいよね、英語教えてるときね。フレンチはさ、とかさ。Another example is the word tsumi in Japanese. It can be translated as sin or crime in English. In this case, these meanings are even more different. Sin and crime both mean to do something wrong, but crime from French means to do something against the law. It is a crime to drive too fast. On the other hand, sin from Old English is used for other bad things. It is used for things that are not against the law, but that people feel are bad. For example, many people believe that lying is a sin, but it is usually not against the law, so it is not thought of as a crime. The reason for the difference in meanings is that after French entered the English language and culture, it was used in official situations like when people talked about their laws. The Old English sin continued to be used for other situations, which are words that seem to mean the same thing may not really mean exactly the same thing after all. Have you ever noticed that there are two ways of spelling many English words? For example, do you write color or color? Is it theater or theater? Gray or gray? There are two types of spelling. American spelling is shown first in these examples, and British spelling is shown in the latter. One of the people who had the biggest influence on American spelling was a man whose name is Noah Webster. Webster strongly believed that because America was a different country from England, it should have its own language rules. こことコンマいるよね。In the early 19th century, he made some dictionaries of American English. With these dictionaries, he firmly established American spelling. Either American or British spelling is fine, but in one piece of writing, all the words should follow one system or the other, not be mixed up. English is now the main or official language in over 70 countries. It is truly a world language. However, there are many varieties of English throughout the world. Some linguists do not speak of English, but rather Englishes. Currently, there are too different ways of thinking about the development of English. Some people believe English should be the same everywhere, with the world standard English. People could understand each other, no matter what country they are from. Others believe countries should keep their own ways of speaking English. One thing is for sure, English has developed greatly, and it will certainly develop even more in the future. ブリティッシュアクセント今あんのかな。最近なんかブリティッシュのね、グラハム・ノートン賞っていうのを YouTube でよく見てて、ブリティッシュオーストラリアアクセントっていうブリティッシュかもしれないね。Reading to the last leaf. Sue and John C. were painters who lived in an apartment at the top of a three-story building in Greenwich Village. They had met at a restaurant and discovered that they liked the same kind of the same kind of art, the same kind of food, and the same kind of clothes. So they decided to live together. That was in the spring. Toward winter, John C. became very ill with pneumonia. She lay on her bed and she looked through the window at the wall of the house next to hers. One morning, the doctor spoke to Sue. She has a very small chance, he said. She has a chance if she wants to live. If people don't want to live, there's nothing a doctor can do. After the doctor had gone, Sue walked into Johnson's room. Johnson lay there, very thin and very quiet. Johnson's face was turned around and towards the window. She was looking out the window and counting back. 12, she said, and a little later, 11, and then 10, and 9, and then 8, and 7 almost together. She looked out the window. What was there to count? There was only the wall of the next house. An old ivy vine grew against the wall. Almost all its leaves had fallen from its dark branches. What is it, dear? Asked Sue. 6, said John C. Very softly. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago there were more. There were almost 100. There goes another one. There are only 5 left now. 5 what, dear? Leaves on the vine. When the last one falls, it must go too. Oh, don't be silly, said Sue. What do old leaves have to do with your illness? The doctor told me you had a very good chance of getting well. Try to eat a little now. No, I don't want anything to eat, said John C. There goes another. Now there are only 4. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. They'll go too. Try to sleep, said Sue. I must see Mr. Barham. I won't be gone a minute. Oldこれ H がこの人の名前も発音できる。Barham was a painter who lived on the first floor of their building. He was past 60 and he had no success as a painter. He always talked of painting a masterpiece someday, but never actually started on it. Sue found him in his dark room, and she told him about John C. and the leaves on the vine. What? He cried. Are they such fools? Do people die because leaves drop off a vine? I haven't heard of such a thing. She's very sick and weak, said Sue. The fever has put these strange ideas into her mind. Josie was sleeping when Sue went back up. Sue closed the curtains. A cold rain was falling, with a little snow in it too. Sue walked through most of the night. In the morning, Sue went to Josie's bedside. Josie was looking toward the window. I want to see, she told Sue. Sue opened the curtains fearfully, but even after the beating rain and the wild wind, there still was one leaf to be seen against the wall. It was the last on the vine. It's the last one, said Josie. I thought it would surely fall during the night. It will fall today, and I shall die at the same time. The day slowly passed. As it grew dark, they could still see the leaf hanging from its branch against the wall. And then as night came, the north wind began again to blow. The rain still beat against the windows. Then it was light enough the next morning. Josie again commanded that she be allowed to see. The leaf was still there. Josie lay for a long time looking at it. and then she called to Sue. I've been about girls, Sue, said Johnsy. Something has made that last leaf stay there to show me how bad I was. It's wrong to want to die. I try to eat now. The doctor came in the afternoon. The chances are good, said the doctor. Give her good care, and she'll get well. And now I must see another sick person in this building. His name is Barham. Pneumonia too. He's old and weak. There's no hope for him. The next day the doctor said to Sue, she's out of danger. Good food and care now, that's all. And that afternoon Sue came to the bed where Johnsy lay and put one arm around her. I've something to tell you, she said. Mr. Braham died of pneumonia today. When they found him ill yesterday morning, his shoes and clothes were wet and as cold as ice. Everyone wondered where he had been. The night before had been so cold and wild, and then outside they found a lantern and a ladder and some brushes and some green and yellow paint and look at the window, dear, at the last leaf on the wall. Didn't you wonder why it never moved when the wind blew? Oh my dear, it's Braham's masterpiece. He painted it there at the night that the last leaf fell. 疲れますね、やっぱりね、音楽はね。まあだからいいんだけどね。頭に負荷がかかってるってことはまだまだ伸びしろが大きいということで、まだまだですね。って感じで今日37分もやってんだこれ。昨日も長かったなと思ったけど、昨日より喋ってますね。関係ない話が多かったね。まあ面白ければいいでしょう。ここまで見てる人はいるのかな。いないと思うけどね。まあそんなもんです。またいつか気が向いた時にやりますよ、ライブ。あとその英語について話すのもね、ちょっとさ、今忙しいである意味、2月に入ったらそういうの時間もまあ多少あるかな。まあいろいろ考えておきますって感じで今日は終わりにします。さよなら。